Okay, get this. What if the secret to learning a new language wasn't buried in some dusty old textbook, but was actually hidden in a superhero cape? Sounds wild, right? Well, today we're diving into a really cool educational model that does exactly that. I know. It sounds like something straight out of a comic book. But there's this one institute that's actually proving it might just work, that the best way to learn a new language is to, well, become someone larger than life. So, how in the world are they pulling this off? All right, so it all kicks off at a place called the ESC Institute, and that stands for Edutainment Smart Classes. I mean, the name kind of gives it away, right? Their whole thing is mixing education with entertainment. But trust me, they do it in a way you're probably not expecting. So, forget everything you think you know about language class. The heart of their teaching method isn't boring drills or endless flashcards. No, it's a stage. The students actually perform in what they call a superhero dialogue show. It's wild. Performing these big, inspiring dialogues is how they practice the language. And get this, it's not just for, say, English. Nope. They're using this super creative method for a whole bunch of languages. English, German, French, you name it. Which really tells you something, right? It shows this technique is pretty flexible and, honestly, pretty powerful. Okay, so let's get into the why of it all. What's the thinking here? I mean, why have students dress up as superheroes and get on a stage? It all boils down to this really interesting core belief that the act of performance itself can be the key to unlocking language skills. Yeah, they have a name for it, creative learning. And the idea is pretty simple but profound. Through all this drama and performance, students aren't just learning words from a list. They're learning how to actually communicate. It's a huge shift, away from just memorizing stuff to really physically expressing it. And this whole method is built on 4 main pillars. You've got drama, right, for that powerful delivery. Then expressions, to show real emotion. Gestures, to drive a point home. And of course, effective body language. What students figure out super fast is that communication is way more than just the words you say. It's how you say it, your tone, your confidence, your whole presence. And this isn't just some fun, one-time thing they do at the end of the year. No way. This is a structured, totally consistent part of their curriculum. Every single Saturday is dedicated to these performance classes. That way, speaking confidently isn't a fluke. It becomes a skill they practice over and over again. Okay, so this brings us to the big question, right? The million-dollar question, does it actually work? I mean, what are the real, tangible benefits of putting on a superhero costume and belting out lines in German or French? Well, according to the Institute, the results are pretty clear, and there are 3 big ones. First, fluency goes way up. Makes sense, right? Students are actively using the language in this really dynamic way. Second, their confidence just skyrockets. Think about it. It's one thing to know a word, but it's a whole other thing to declare it boldly on a stage. And finally, all of this contributes to their overall personality development. And this quote really just nails what they're going for. The goal isn't just to be understood. It's about speaking with real conviction, with clarity and enthusiasm. And that's the stuff that traditional classes can really struggle to teach? Of course, an environment this unique doesn't just happen by accident. It takes a really special culture and some seriously dedicated people. So let's talk about the visionaries who are making all this happen. You can tell a lot about a place by the words they use. And this is super revealing. Students aren't just students. They're called ESC Shining Stars. And teachers are global educators. See that? It's this positive, aspirational language that's all about empowering everyone and building this incredibly supportive community. And the person at the helm, the driving force behind this whole vision, is the founder, Dr. Madhvi Borsing Insa. She's the one who's shaped this really unconventional, super creative approach, building this entire philosophy right from the ground up. And this right here, this is the message they share with their shining stars. It just perfectly captures that encouraging, motivational culture they've built. It's all about growth, pushing for excellence, and, celebrating your wins. Okay, so let's zoom out and bring this all together. What's the big takeaway from this whole superhero-themed approach to learning? When you really boil it down, the ESC model is this amazing reminder that learning doesn't have to be boring or passive. By completely reframing language practice as a creative performance, it turns it into an activity that builds so much more than just vocabulary. It builds confidence, real communication skills, and even personal presence.